In this one, let's take a look at evaluating linear piecewise functions. So here we have this function f of x, 2x plus 7 in the top, 2x plus 14 in the bottom. And you've got two separate pieces. Let's first find this value right here, f of -1. We have to decide which piece of the function is to be used. Remember that -1, that represents your x input. So when I look at the two pieces, I gotta go by the inequality. So for example, I'm going to first look at the top piece. And I'm going to plug -1 in for x into the inequality in the top. So that's like saying -1 is less than 0. You've got to ask yourself, is that true? That is true. That tells you that the appropriate piece to be used here is the top piece. So you're going to do 2 times -1 plus 7. When you work that out, this is -2 plus 7, which is positive 5. That means over here in this box, you would input 5 positive this way. Let's do this one more time. So let's see here. Next, I'm going to do f of 0. Again, you got to decide on which is the appropriate piece, the top or the bottom, to use when you work this out. So you do that by checking the inequality. So this time, if I check the top inequality, which says x is less than 0, that will not be true. Remember that this value right here, this is your value of x. Right here, the input. So if you plug that into the top, you're going to end up with 0 less than 0. That's not true. That tells you that for f of 0, you're not using the top portion. You got to use the bottom portion. So you check that bottom inequality if you want to. Is 0 greater than or equal to 0? That is true. That tells you use the bottom portions to find the value of the function. So you do 2 times 0 plus 14. When you work that out, that's equal to 14. So to put here 14 in this box, and then let's do one more of these again. F of 2, you do that by checking the inequality, and the inequality tells you which piece to use. So, for example, if you check the top inequality that says x is less than 0, in our case, remember, when you say f of 2, this is your x right there. You're going to compare that in the inequality. So is 2 less than 0, that's clearly false. That tells you the top of the function should not be used. On the other hand, you check it in the bottom inequality. Is 2 greater than or equal to 0? Well, that is definitely true. That tells you the bottom portion of the function should be used. So you put here the following. 2 from the function, you plug in the input 2 plus the 14. Again, using the bottom, you work that out. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 14 is 18, which means in this box you input 18. If you want to practice on your own and have some additional questions, you can click on the video below, and then you can go and you can enroll in the course. It's in My Open Math. It's 100% free. You just enroll, follow the directions in the video that are in the description below, and then you can do additional questions for practice. Now let's just enter these values into the box so you can see what I mean. So in the first box here, I'm going to put 5. This I'm going to put 14, and the last one I'm going to put here 18. I just hit submit. It gives you nice check marks like immediate feedback. That's why I like the system. So again, the enrollment directions are in the description below if you want to follow those, enroll in a course, and then practice.